Congressman and Chairman of the House Budget Committee, Paul Ryan, joins us now live from D.C. Good morning to you, Congressman.
Hey, good morning, Gretchen. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing just fine. How would you respond to the newly elected Congresswoman about the fact that she fought on the backs not of seniors, but on saving entitlements?
I guess she's against Obamacare then. That must be she's for repealing the president's health care law, because the president's health care law takes $500 billion from Medicare to spend on Obamacare. And starting next year, it puts a panel of 15 unelected bureaucrats in charge of rationing and price controlling Medicare, which the Medicare actuary tells us about 40% of Medicare providers are going to stop taking Medicare now. So we repeal that in our budget. I assume then she's against Obamacare. What's happening here is, first of all, you had a Democrat running as a Tea Party spending a couple $1 million of his own money. That obviously made this a difficult race.
Sure.
But the Medicare story here is the president and his party have decided to shamelessly demagogue this issue. Our budget, what's ironic about this, our budget says if you're 55 years of age or above, we're not changing your Medicare benefits at all. We're actually guaranteeing them. Right. We're repealing the rate on Medicare from Obamacare. We're repealing this board of bureaucrats that are going to ration Medicare. And then for those of us who are 54 and below, we're saving the program using an idea that came from Bill Clinton's Medicare Commission, an idea that has bipartisan support, where we subsidize the insurance that is offered by Medicare to seniors who choose from a list of Medicare guaranteed coverage options, more for the poor and the sick and the middle class and less for the wealthy.
Right.
This saves Medicare, and it gives us the ability to guarantee the current system as it's currently designed for current seniors, as a contrast to the president's health care law, which cuts benefits for current seniors and raids $500 billion to fund this other program.
So, Congressman, what we've seen is that the Democrats used the threat of your plan, where you want to fix Medicare. They're using that as the boogeyman to get people to vote for them. Yeah, exactly right. So going forward, Congressman, is this is what happened yesterday in New York's 26th district? Is that just a preview of coming attractions?
It is. It's a preview of scare tactics, distortions, demagoguery to try and scare seniors to voting for them. And the irony of it is we're the ones who are actually protecting Medicare, current benefits for current seniors. They're the ones that passed the law that actually compromises their Medicare and allows the program to collapse. So we have a year and a half, and I believe in a year and a half's time, the truth will get out, the facts will be known. Whenever I do town hall meetings and discuss this with seniors at senior centers, once they understand the facts, they want these solutions. They want to make sure that the promise that government made them is kept, which is what we're doing, and that the program is solvent for their children and grandchildren, which is what we're doing. That's contrast to the president's plan.
But, Congressman, wasn't it, you were really stepping out when you came out with your plan, because you said, look, they're going to attack me. I'm ready for this, right?
We knew that.
Isn't this all about the fact that Americans have been so used to having these entitlements that no politician has ever gone where you have gone before, because you don't get elected when you tell the truth?
That's exactly right, Gretchen. But here's the problem. If we keep kicking the can down the road, if we keep making empty promises to voters to get elected, we're going to have a debt crisis. This program will collapse. It's going bankrupt in 9 years. We need truth. We need leadership. And that is in order to prevent a debt crisis from hitting people who are already depending on these programs. If we allow this demagoguery to work, if we allow these distortions to continue taking place and do not offer solutions and alternatives to fix this problem, America will have a debt crisis. America will have another recession, I believe. And the people who depend on these programs the most are the ones who are going to get hurt the first and the worst. And so leaders need to lead, and that's what we're doing. And if we keep kicking this can down the road and failing to fix these problems and the drivers of our debt, then we're going to have a real problem on our hands. We want to be on the right side of history, Gretchen. We want to do what's right. And I believe in a year and a half's time, the American people will see the facts, and they will reward the political leader who's actually solving the problem than the demagogic politician who's actually making empty promises.
Congressman, it's been about 10 days ago since Newt Gingrich made some comments regarding your plan.
I heard them.
Yeah, he has since tried to explain what he was talking about. Are things okay between you and the former speaker now?
Look, I don't take these things personally. He was wrong. It was a grossly inaccurate description of our plan. He knows that. He's retracted that. They'll still use these comments against us nevertheless. So he was clearly wrong with this. We're not changing anything for anybody who's above the age of 55. And the kinds of reforms are Medicare guaranteed coverage options that you select from It's just how Medicare Advantage works today. It's how the prescription drug benefit works today. It's the same system we have in Congress and federal employees have.
Sure.
So I think it's pretty reasonable and gradual.
Now that you're used to all the attacks as a politician, a lot of people are wondering whether or not you're going to throw your hat in the ring and actually run for president next time around. Are you running for president in 2012?
No, I have no plans to do that. I feel like I can make a difference where I am. As chairman of the Budget Committee, we're in a debt crisis moment. We're in a big budget fight. Look, the Senate hasn't passed a budget for 754 days. They're now saying they're not even going to bother trying to pass a budget. When we have a budget crisis on our hands, they're not even passing something. I feel that I can make a big difference where I am, working here in Congress, trying to get our fiscal house in order and preempt a debt crisis.
Well, that is a gigantic something to do on your to-do list. Congressman, we know you got a busy day ahead on this Wednesday. We thank you very much for joining us live from the Russell Road Time.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, Gretchen, over to you.
Thank you, Steve. Lieutenant Joseph Theinert fought and lost his life so that every American can live free.